com and the director of the Houston Comedy Film Festival. We got our final event of the year coming up on Saturday, Houston Comedy Film Festival Fall 2022. And we are going to be screening at the 14 Pews Theater, which is in the Heights area. Come join us. We got over 4 hours of comedy content that we're going to screen. Everything from funny music videos to comedy series episodes, dark comedy, films, short romantic comedy, horror comedy, sketch comedy, stand-up comedy, you name it. Every type of comedy that is built to make you laugh is what we're going to be screening, and all content is 30 minutes or less. And today we're joined by one of our directors, Paul Santoli. Hey, Paul.
How you doing?
Excellent, my man. And you are in rare air here, man. Your film, I Can't Cry, is nominated for the Best Director Award for your work. And that's high praise, my friend. That is a very, very difficult award to get nominated for. So the judges have a lot of respect for your work.
Thank you, man. I'm flattered. I appreciate you guys doing that.
Yeah, no problem. Well, you make us look good delivering quality content. And, our whole point is we just want to make people laugh. When that room just erupts in laughter, that's when we get our satisfaction. And we appreciate you bringing us good content. I don't want to ruin the story, though, because I'm the guy that always tells the end. So I'm going to let you go forward with the synopsis and tell us what you can about your film.
Okay. So the log line is: two desperate actors try everything they can to make themselves cry in order to secure a pivotal role on a TV series. It's like Dumb and Dumber. You got two kids doing whatever they can, and the things we do for I always laugh about in Hollywood, the things people do for an audition or the camera, and it's a skit about two kids chasing it,
Good stuff, man. Well, how did you come up with this? Do you feel like you're more, I don't really know. Are you more of a director, an actor, or all hands on deck? Like, what's your...
Okay. To sum it up really quickly, I grew up watching Seinfeld, and I just, because he's from Massapequa, I was from Massapequa, but I just fell in love with how clever it was. And even with Larry David, it's, they film, instead of the skit, it's the idea for the skit. Like Larry always takes a step back, and so does Seinfeld. So in the middle of like brainstorming a good idea, because the original idea with this was, it was called The Self Tape, and it was supposed to be this kid, can't cry, so he calls his ex, and the ex says, the ex basically wants to see him again. So we were going to follow that journey, but instead we just played a whole skit about these actors going up to great lengths. But I just thought, growing up, I thought Looney Tunes was always funny how it ended, and Seinfeld, and clean, clever comedy. And growing up, I had a bunch of great friends, and they were always helping me out with these skits, and they went from 15 seconds to YouTube to these skits out here in LA, and then we just shot our first movie. So yeah, it's been crazy. One kid in the skit, Cooper, he actually wrote a feature with me. But but basically, bottom line is I started doing stand-up at 18, and I had no patience, because I'm Italian, of waiting for the perfect script. So I used to write myself the perfect scenarios, direct it. I always wanted to be an actor, but somehow I direct and write as well. So I'm flattered that I'm up for a directing award, because my whole life I'm like, I just want to be a damn actor. But it's like you got to do all this other crap. Not crap, but tasks.
That's right. A lot of steps here.
Yeah, it's very ironic that I'm winning something next to the acting. I'm like, all right, that's fine, I guess, whatever.
Well, jump into that feature world, man. I make the analogy that basically short films are like film school, right? If you haven't gone through formal film training, or even if you have gone through film school, some schools are better than others. Getting your hands on camera and creating a script, getting all your locations, herding all your actors and crew together, and then at the end of all that sweat and tears, you're sitting there with a hard drive and like wondering, like, okay, something's got to come out of this thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, what did you learn during this process? It sounds like you were obviously there from conception to to the finishing touch. What did you learn?
For making a feature film, I learned that you got to be patient with it. you really got to care about the script, because
Mm.
I was so blessed that everyone that came on board did twice the amount they had to, from actors and actresses giving me producer notes. My script supervisor was making the call sheets.
Wow.
All these people were going above and beyond. And I think it was because they cared so much about the script. I mean, and we, my buddy Cooper and I, we wrote it in 11 days and it got a great grade, but we still, we got 7 sets of notes, and we really made sure the script was, powerful, because I think the more powerful and heartfelt and, you know, uh, what you're trying to do with that script means a lot more than, I guess the other stuff. I was always so, as a director, the most important thing to me is the actors and the story. I've never made a
Mm.
shot list in my life, and I didn't know that directors are responsible for a shot list until the day before we were starting to shoot this movie. And I just always found, a DP that was comfortable, and I said, "You do you, I'll do me. I'll direct the actors and do the story. Just shoot the thing." Because Seinfeld, they're just, there's no pan, zoom, dolly. They're just getting Kramer coming in. You know what I mean? So I think, yeah, I think that the most important thing you got to do is plan as much as you can. Be extremely flexible to acclimating in the heat of the moment. If something doesn't work, don't dwell on it for more than 5 Mississippi. Only focus on the day's task. Don't focus on tomorrow shots or anything. The only day that's real is today. The only actors that are there today. Um, and then a lot of it, I left it with God, and I just, some of it you got to just have faith that it works out. Some stuff you just physically can't control, and you got to let go of, and you have to have peace with whatever happens, because perfection isn't real. It's the pursuit that we admire. You'll never get the perfection, and some stuff you won't be peaceful with. But I've noticed that a lot of the stuff that I'll sit and be mad about on an edit, nobody even notices, because they could sneeze and miss it, and it's happened. Like, one shot on I
Mm.
Can't Cry is a little bit, we wanted to color it a little differently, and one shot was a little hazy, and my DP was a little upset, but nobody even notices it. So it's just, um, do your best and enjoy the journey, and yeah. But for the movie, honestly, I think what really helped my luck was praying every morning, and this, just really making sure the script is your blueprint. So as long as you stay as
Sure.
close as you can to that and make your little changes, you'll have your solid base.
Mm.
So I think that helped me in this one, because this was my first feature. So
Excellent.
yeah, you.
Well, what's next for you? Is what stage is this feature in? Are you in post? Like,
Yeah.
what's going
So
on?
yeah, so we are 75% done editing. We shot it in March, and now it is November. So we are almost done editing. I have about 4 or 5 days of reshoots. We got to shoot 5 more pages out of
Mm.
121. Um, After we finish the edit, I have to sound mix, color, and compose. So God willingly, I think it's going to come out March. We'll either shop at some festivals or see what the streaming thing's about. Um, yeah, but it was funny because last last March for my birthday, we finished the script, and we set out the fundraiser. Then this March, my birthday, we were shooting the movie. So next March, the movie will be done. So it's been a good
Mm.
3 birthdays.
All right, good stuff, my man. Well, man, it's been good. It's been good getting to know, just you and your path and your projects, and
Thank you.
it's a great opportunity to screen. I hope we get to see you at the event. No pressure, but we're gonna have fun screening this one in Houston. So, thank you again. And is there anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Yes, I just sincerely want to thank the judges at the Houston Film Festival for including us, and the nominations. Awesome. I mean, I'm flattered. To be honest with you, um, it's so funny that I'm not going to say we won this film, but it was so many films we did were planned. But honestly, we thank you guys for putting us in there and showing our film to the world, and thank you for this interview and your time. And yeah, we're excited to see how it ends up, and thanks again for everything, man.
Thanks, my friend. Have a good one.